show you a picture, you look at the picture and say, okay, that's a picture. But if I show you a picture and it can talk, revelation, something unknown, a mystery that was hidden, that is made known, a secret revealed, a prophetic word, revelation of God's holy word. So welcome everyone.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to our channel.
Revelations.
And today we have a great message for you. Image of the Beast.
Yeah.
And we'll go into that later. It's pretty hot here in Tyler. It's in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so we're melting a little, but hanging on.
Reminds me of the Philippines. It's always like this.
Yeah, especially when we stayed in that one place. It was usually about 90 degrees every day.
It was hot.
Very hot. So, hi to everyone up in Alaska.
Thank you for the aircon.
Yeah, and the Philippines
and
and all over the United States.
Without the aircon, it's so hot.
Yeah, so you can probably hear it in the background. But yeah, it's keeping us from melting too much. So we have some birthdays.
Yeah, we have a birthday to, happy birthday to Chris, Pastor Chris.
Oh,
God,
Chris. Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah, happy birthday.
It's coming, is it today?
June
or tomorrow?
3, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
And
Happy birthday, Chris.
And to Ate Dahlia Carnes.
Oh, Dahlia.
Happy birthday, Ate Dahlia.
She's what, like 22?
I don't know, 57.
She's very young.
57, I think. And hi to all the pastors
all
out
the
there.
pastors.
Anyone who are watching, thank
Pastor
you.
Noel.
Hi to all of you.
Yeah.
And,
Pastor
to all our
Alvin.
viewers, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi. And to Brian and Karen.
Brian and
Rose.
Karen Rose and
Hi.
the Holy Spirit meeting tonight. God bless you guys.
And to all.
Yep. Adeline Big Shield and Carla Kavanaugh,
Hi.
Carol Rotola, and everyone up in Alaska. So, is that all the birthdays?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
All right.
let's go right into it. So, we got our message today is Image of the Beast, which is really interesting, especially with all of the technology that's coming to pass right now. You remember in Daniel, he talked about knowledge.
It will increase.
It would be increased.
You know, before when I learned about the image of the beast, I was just thinking, oh yeah, all the statues and all this.
Maybe like an idol.
Yeah, idol will
Maybe
stick.
stone or metal.
Yeah, will stick. But I think
or a painting.
I think there's more than that
Oh,
because
yeah.
of our technology that are
Well, it says it's going to come
increasing.
alive.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it.
And
always.
but the image of the beast. Let's do a little backstory because we need to know the beast in Revelations really is the dragon.
Yeah,
And
the old serpent.
the old serpent.
Yeah.
So the image of the beast is going to be an image of that person who embodies which Satan indwells in, right? So there's going to be this image that's going to be worldwide, and you're going to have to bow down and worship it, and you're going to have to receive a mark. And in the old days, maybe they could do that with statues everywhere, but the part that is really interesting is where it says was given power to put life into it.
Yeah.
So, but let's let's do a backstory. Now, the thing about the enemy, or Satan, Lucifer, the fallen angel, he is not omnipresent. Okay,
No, it's
meaning
not.
he can't be
Okay.
everywhere at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that came to my mind is why would you need an image everywhere to be everywhere in the world at the same time? Because number one, you're not God and you can't be everywhere at the same time.
Yeah.
And what does that
So,
mean?
so
That
he needs to have a tool.
he has to have an image
Yeah. To use.
for people to bow down, but to have that, you have to have a network of technology
Yeah.
to enable that image to be portrayed. So I think it's kind of like anybody who does a con job on people, they have to do this razzle dazzle show where they have to make it a spectacle. Where
Yeah.
oh, that's so
And
cool.
it should be really enticing
Yeah,
for everyone to.
yeah. Of course, they think, oh, this technology, it's like a miracle.
Yeah.
So, and I've noticed a lot of people nowadays, they make science their God.
Yeah.
And there's something called the cell phone. Okay, we have a little supercomputer in our hands, and we can go on the internet. We can get any answer anytime from Google or any search engine. But let's go into scriptures. So in Colossians chapter 1, verse 12, it says, giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers in the inheritance of the saints, who had delivered us from the power of darkness and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through the blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God. Who's that? That's Jesus Christ. Okay, so number one, this false prophet that's going to have the power to give life to this image, it's going to be an image of the Antichrist, okay, the dragon. And so in the Bible, it plainly says that Jesus Christ is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones, dominions, or principalities or powers, or all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him things consist. And he is the head of the body of the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, and all things he might have preeminence. So Jesus is part of the Godhead, which is the Trinity, and he is a creator God, meaning he's always been. Now, all the angels are creatures. They were created by God. So Nehemiah 9:6, thou, even thou, art God alone. Thou hast made the heaven and the heaven of heavens with all their host. That means angels.
Yeah.
Okay. The earth and all things that are therein, the seas, all that is therein, and thou preserve all of the host of heaven worship thee. Okay, so God created all the angels, all the heavenly hosts, and they all worship him, except of course, the ones that fell from grace because they went with Lucifer
Yeah.
and they fell. Okay? In Psalm 139, verse 7, whether I should go from thy spirit, or whether I shall flee from thy presence, if I ascend up to heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me, yea, the darkness hide not from thee, but the night shineth as the day, as the darkness and the light are both alike to thee. So God is omnipresent creator, meaning he's everywhere at all times. His presence is not limited by time or space because God created the universe. He is above all things and he holds all things together. Okay, so we establish that God is the creator and he actually created Lucifer.
Yeah.
He created him,
He is the
but pride was found in
he is
Satan.
the bright star.
Yeah,
The
pride
most
was
star-
found in him, so he
star
fell.
of the morning. He is the star of the morning.
And he basically, it's kind of like a church breakup, you know? He took some of the church members with him, you know, the angels. They decided to go with Satan. Well,
Following him.
they became fallen angels along with him. In Daniel 5:20, it talks about pride and what happens when you're prideful. But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beasts. Interesting. And his dwelling was the wild asses, and fed him with grass like oxen. So this is a story of somebody who basically said, I created everything. I did everything. It's all about me. And of course that Daniel's talking about Nebuchadnezzar who went mad, right? So this is just an example of how Satan is, okay? In Proverbs 11:2, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom, okay? And let's also go to Proverbs 16, just a couple pages away. So it's also, you know, all the ways of men are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. Okay? So, 16:5, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though his hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Okay? So we see, even right now, there's a big campaign this month. Everything's about pride. Okay?
Yeah.
And we heard Biden the other day. He's talking about how wonderful the people are, and he's blessing them, and they're really doing perverted things. And what happened to Biden just the other day? He fell down. Okay? Pride comes before the fall. Okay?
I think it's a sign from it's a sign from God, like that's happened like
Absolutely.
twice now.
So in the old days, if you were homosexual or lesbian, or you were some perverted person, it was very shameful.
Yeah, you hide them.
Very shameful.
You know, in the Philippines, those if
It's an abomination.
the parents know that their sons is gay, they will beat them
But
because it's kind of shameful.
but the second lie that the enemy has told these people is, oh no, you need to be prideful. You need to celebrate it and bring it out. And, the American population is about 350, 360 million. And there only not even 1% of the population is lesbian, homosexual, or transgender. It's a very small percentage. So that's about 360,000 people. So they want to push their agenda on all of the other population from such a small percentage. That really is coming from the devil himself. Okay? So, but like I said, pride comes before the fall. All right? And we know that that is what the enemy does. Okay, so now we're going to get into Revelation 12:7 through 9. And we know that Satan is full of pride and that his spirit that comes from him, everyone that feeds off of him, they have the same prideful spirit, okay? And he likes to counterfeit everything that God does. Like I said earlier, God is omnipresent, meaning he's everywhere at the same time. He has the ability to be everywhere in the universe at the same time. That's just God is everywhere, okay? And he's able to be everywhere, okay? But Satan, he's not able to be everywhere, so he has to have look at all the technology that has come to build up, all the satellites that encircle the earth, all the telecommunications, okay, all the electrical apparatus you need to power everything. So now you have in Revelation 12:7 and 9, it says, there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. This is when they get kicked out of heaven.
Yeah.
And the great dragon that was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Okay, what's going on right now? There's a big deception going on in the world right now.
True.
Oh, yeah, all these companies are just trying to pump people full of this, oh, yeah, this is the way you want to be really nice and loving and caring. And, of course, we follow a God of love, but he also calls all of these perversions an abomination, okay? And he's against these wicked things. Okay, so what did God do with Satan? He kicked him out. Okay? And he was cast out into the earth. So people wonder why the earth is getting
Full of
pretty
evil.
bad.
Yeah. That's where
Okay?
God threw
So,
Satan out.
so I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come the salvation and strength of the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And that's all we hear. We hear that Christians are at fault. Okay? Christians are not at fault for all the perversion going on in our country and around the world right now. Even Putin, the Russian president, has more sense than our own president. If somebody does something evil like that, what does he do? He puts them to jail.
Yeah.
Okay?
They understand
But
the
what
truth.
does our president do? He celebrates them. And then the next day he falls down in front of the whole world. Okay? So part of this is AI. And it's wrapped up with the pride of man. Because it seems like everything that God created that was good and wholesome, even food, everything, that the devil has to counterfeit. He has to pervert it, right? He has to pervert the word of God. If God created like a tomato or a strawberry, we have to take it into a lab and we have to experiment with it and make it bigger and heavier so you can make more money off of it, okay? So everything is the pride of man given a spirit of demonic to bring to life, objects of worship filled with demonic supernatural miracles. So what am I talking about? You always hear about these, especially in Catholic churches, you hear about these Mother Mary paintings that weep or statues that weep. These are demonic things that people worship, and whether people are sprinkling water or have a sprinkler system, or whether it's happening in the natural or supernatural, these things are demonic because people worship them. So in Isaiah 14:12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit upon the mount of congregation in the sides of the north. And God said in Revelations, we just read, no, there's going to be a battle, and Michael is going to kick him down to the earth. Okay? So in Job 41:34, it says, behold, all the high things. He is the king over all the children of pride. Okay? It plainly states who the children of the devil are. They're children of pride. So this is my warning to the church. Don't be involved with any people that are in these pride things, because it's of the devil, So it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like running to the city of Sodom and Gomorrah before it's destroyed. So you have this AI, and the people who have invented AI, artificial intelligence, they're actually afraid, and they've said somebody needs to regulate it or stop it before it's too late. They actually know what it's capable of. Okay, so there was a AI controlled drone at an air and space capabilities conference in London, and there was a man by the name of Tucker Hamilton who was commanding a drone that was powered by AI, artificial intelligence, okay? And the target was a surface-to-air missile, and he was to give its last command of yes or no to go after this target. Well, he told the artificial intelligence not to destroy the target. And when he did that, the AI did not like that command, and so the AI targeted Tucker Hamilton and destroyed him. This is something that recently happened. It was an AI-enabled drone that killed its human Air Force operator because it was keeping it from completing its mission. It turned on Tucker Hamilton and wiped him out. Okay, they had to turn it off quickly, okay, before it killed anybody else. So these artificial intelligence is capable of destroying humans, Yeah. So, and people have been warning, people that have developed AI have been warning that AI is not ready. But already we have Microsoft that came out with Chat GPT, and in just a little while it had 100 million members. Okay, and Google came out with theirs, which was called Bard something, and it failed actually because it started lying and giving erroneous answers. It just came up, it started lying to give people answers because it didn't know the answer. The other problem with AI is that people that are computing and putting in the information for the AI to base its answers off of are biased, meaning they have prejudices against certain people. In fact, there was an AI that was in a chat group, and people were telling the AI that Hitler was a good person, and the idea of the Holocaust was a good idea. After a while, the AI, because of the information it got from all these different people, was now telling everybody that the Holocaust was a good idea and that Hitler was a good man and he had great ideas. So AI is corruptible.
Yeah, sure.
It's corruptible by whatever ideas and whatever information is downloaded into the system. So the other thing with AI is coming up. There was a recent writers' strike in Hollywood, and they had a writers' strike because they are starting to use AI to write movies. Because you can basically ask AI anything and just some simple questions and tell it to develop a movie storyline, and it will generate a whole movie along with pictures or videos and the dialogue and everything. And
So you think that the AI is the image of the beast?
I think that it will be used. I believe that the technology is a tool, and we can use it for good or for evil. And my question to you is, what do you think the Antichrist will use it for? Of course, he's going to use it for evil.
Yeah.
So, I have no belief that technology is evil. It's kind of like a book. You can write a book, and you can make people believe evil things and get evil reactions. But technology can be used for good or evil. The Bible is a book, and it's a great book. It's a holy book. Okay. Now, technology now, there's going to be a lot of people that lose their jobs. We're getting to a point
Robots.
yeah,
Using
well,
robots.
you're going to have driverless cars. Okay, you're going to have more robots in manufacturing. Okay, you're going to have more robots. Look at all the drive-throughs you go through. Things are going to become more automated, and that's why they're talking about a universal paycheck, basically, because there's going to be so many people out of work, and I think this is a part of the agenda to really replace people
Yeah.
and make the population smaller.
Smaller.
There's a lot of people that are going to lose their jobs in the short-term future.
They're gonna do a cashless
Cashless, a
society.
digital cashless society where they will be able to trace everything that you buy.
And I think all these gadgets like cell phone,
Yep, cell phone.
I think they're gonna put it to the hands.
It will get to the point.
Yeah, you put it to like a do using like an hologram. What is it?
Yeah.
And then instead of because if it's the cell phone,
Yeah.
you do your
You
transactions.
can just throw the cell phone
but
away.
if you plant it to your skin,
Yeah.
everything is in there, and nobody will get your code, your password, or anything. Everything is.
It's
in
going to be
yeah.
like a biotechnology. And the thing is that everyone's from probably the 1940s to right now has said all these different things are going to be a mark. Basically, whenever the Antichrist comes to power, he will use whatever technology is available at that time to put a mark on you. And I'm telling you, once you take the mark, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
You'll become damned and cursed. And that mark is basically the stamp of Satan's ownership of you. It's just like when you have, say I have a cattle ranch. Well, I'm going to tag all the ears of my cattle or put a brand on them. Those are all mine. Okay? That's exactly what Satan is going to do.
So, what do you think they're gonna do with the image of the beast?
So the image of the beast is most likely it's going to be some kind of robot or some kind of statue that is technology that you could put a hologram on, an image of the beast. So they have these, I think they're like 30 or 40 foot statues that they plan to build all over. Every major city is going to have one, and you can basically digitize an image on the whole body of any person in the world.
They call that a selfie, I think. I saw that last year.
Yeah.
Last year that you can go there and take a picture of
Sure.
of yourself
And
there.
and the image of the beast will be on everything. It'll wherever you look, it'll be on commercials, it'll be on your cell phone, it'll be on TVs, it'll be everywhere. Plus, as technology advances, things will be more three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the difference. With Satan's kingdom, it's going to be demonic. So it's not just going to be an image, it's going to be a demonic presence in that image, because let's go to scripture in Revelations. Okay, in Revelations 13. Okay, we read earlier that Michael fought against the dragon, right? And he's the old serpent. Okay, it's the fallen angel Lucifer. Okay, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So let's go to Revelation 13:2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him power. Okay, we know who the dragon is, okay? And his seat and great authority. Okay, so, and I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay. And they worshiped the dragon, so that's Satan. And they gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him. Okay, so we have a lot of people, they're misguided, and they believe that Satan is all powerful and who is able to make war with him. Well, I would say God, and look, before we read Michael was given authority to take him down, and he took him down, didn't he? Okay. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power given unto him to continue for 42 months. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against God, and blasphemed his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. So he's blaspheming God, and he's blaspheming everyone in heaven. Why? Because he's really mad. And that's what it says. When he goes down, he's going to be really wroth. Okay? But all of this, people need to understand that he's doing it is God's will that the devil comes down and does everything that he does. Okay? And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And a power was given to him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, and them that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, see, whose names are not written in the book of life, and the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity will go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast, and this is the false prophet, coming up out of the earth, and he will have two horns like a lamb. So he'll pretend to be like a sheep. Okay, like a lamb, like Jesus. He'll pretend to be like Jesus. Okay? And he spoke as a dragon, because that's who he really is. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes all the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, and the deadly wound, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders that maketh fire. So he's going to be a false prophet. He's going to do great wonders and make fire come down from heaven in the earth in the sight of men, because he wants them to see it. Okay. And he deceiveth them that dwell in the earth by means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which they had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many. See, the image. Listen to this. This is the image is going to have that the image of the beast should both speak and cause many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So the image, Satan wants everyone to worship that image.
And the image of that image of the beast should speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So that image somehow is going to control people to kill the believers of Christ, the believers of God, that will not believe in, okay? And he that causes both small, great, rich, and poor, free bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads, that no one might buy, sell, or say that he had the mark in the name of the beast and the number of the name. So I said all that to say it's going to be demonic, okay?
Yeah.
It's going to come from the false prophet who was given power by the first beast, who is the Antichrist, who got power from the dragon, who is Satan. Okay? Even demons have a hierarchy. Okay, they have an order, even though they're chaotic. But The false prophet is going to be the one who has the power. He's going to be doing all these miracles, signs, and wonders, and people are going to believe. And then he's going to make this image, and it's going to come to life.
Yeah.
Okay? If I just show you a picture, you look at the picture and say, okay, that's a picture. But if I show you a picture and it can talk,
Oh, yeah.
it can talk, and it has its own mind,
Mind.
it's a sentient being or demonic being, and
There must be a lot that will get deceived.
so basically it's going to be a layered type of
Yeah.
image.
If we are not,
It's going to have a demonic spirit that comes alive in this image, and it's going to be all over the world. And if you're not a follower of Christ and God, and you take the mark, you will be cursed and damned forever, and you will have to do whatever this image tells you.
yeah,
And if you are a follower of Christ at that time, or God, this image is going to have the power to most likely, with all the technology, to have maybe a military drone come after you,
yeah,
or have people come after you, or whatever. It's going to be a centralized system that comes from Satan to the Antichrist to the false prophet to the image, and it's all going to be interconnected.
yeah.
And of course they're going to use technology.
They will.
Yeah, but
What about the
also
technology?
they're going to have power, supernatural power, that was allowed to them
Yeah,
to be used, because all of this is, whether we like it or not, it's God's will that all of this happens.
yeah,
Okay? It's really to separate the sheep from the goats. Are you going to bow down and take the mark and worship the devil, the image, same thing, or are you going to bow down and worship God and be saved from hell? And that's really what it is.
we will not be deceived.
But that's why a lot of people are afraid of AI, because they already understand how corrupt it is, and how evil and how controlling. And all of these things I just said are exactly what demons do. Demons are highly intelligent, but so was Hitler. Okay? But they're very controlling. They're very controlling spirits. Okay? And that's exactly what's going to happen. So, because you won't be able to do anything in the future with the mark, without the mark, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade, or do anything. You won't be able to look at your cell phone. You'll be having to run and hide. Okay? And that's really the difference. Either you believe in God and you bow down to him, or you believe in Satan and you bow down to his system. It's one kingdom or another kingdom.
Yeah.
Children of God or children of the devil. You know, and we know the children of the devil are the children of pride, which we see right now everywhere, especially in America. Okay? But there's actually some leaders, like in Africa and Russia and all over the world, that they don't want to bow down to the children of pride. Okay? But there are wheat and there are tares, and they were both put together, and they'll grow up together, and then they'll be separated in the last days.
Yeah.
That's what God said. So we hope you enjoyed this, and it's food for thought.
Yeah. Let's not be deceived. Read the Bible.
Yep.
The truth is in the Bible.
Amen.
And
Amen.
whatever the tricks of the enemy, if we
Yep.
are,
Stay pure.
if we have lots of knowledge about the truth, we will not be easily deceived.
That's right. like the ancient wise men. Bow and worship you. Songs of praise we sing to you. Gifts of love we bring to you. Jesus, oh Lord divine, we bow and worship you. Jesus, we worship you. Jesus, we worship you. Like the ancient wise men, bow and worship you. Songs of praise we sing to you.